Sudden firing of two TV hosts in the cable news world rocked the media world.
Yeah, first Tucker Carlson, Fox News, then just a few hours later, Don Lemon at CNN. Here's how Fox News told its audience who tuned in to Carlson's former time slot yesterday.
As you probably have heard, Fox News and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. I wish Tucker the best. I'm great friends with Tucker and always will be. But right now, it's time for Fox News Tonight, so let's get started.
Carlson's show has been the network's highest rated show on most nights. He's arguably one of the most influential TV personalities on cable news. So his termination was shocking to many, especially his loyal viewers.
Brian Stelter of Vanity Fair says, quote, the reason Carlson was fired can be found somewhere in the redacted portions of the emails and texts that Dominion obtained during the discovery process in its lawsuit against Fox.
We want to bring in Brian Stelter now. Thank you so much for joining us, Brian. We appreciate it. We want to talk about your article. You start with the biggest star in cable news did not get to give a proper goodbye, but will he go quietly into the night? What has your reaction been?
I've never seen Tucker Carlson do anything quietly. That's why it's so weird that for the last 24 hours, ever since he was fired, he has not said a word. He must be out there plotting his next step and what he wants to say and do next. You know, if he launched a subscription video network or a Substack newsletter right now, he could get millions of subscribers right away. So he has a lot of power right now, but make no mistake, his power has been weakened. You know, it's shrinking all of a sudden because he lost his Fox platform.
Right.
His Fox platform was uniquely powerful, and it's going to be fascinating to see what he does next.
So you talk about him, you know, going quietly into the night so far in these 24 hours. Was there some sort of settlement? Do you think that's what this signals, that he is staying quiet and that they couched it in those terms on the air?
Right. Well, I've been told that he has hired the kind of infamous entertainment lawyer, Brian Friedman. He's the go-to guy in Los Angeles when you've got a thorny negotiation to do with the television network. Megyn Kelly, Chris Cuomo, others have called Friedman in the past. By the way, this is amazing. Don Lemon has also called in the same lawyer for help. So what that indicates to me is there is going to be a pretty complicated negotiation behind the scenes that has not happened yet about the terms of the exit of these two men. I think what's going to happen here is Fox is going to pay Tucker Carlson whatever he's owed for the rest of his contract. Maybe that's 10, 20, even maybe $30 million. And that's the kind of negotiation that's going to happen now because he was fired so swiftly, there wasn't time to have those talks beforehand.
It's really interesting. I feel like I'm watching Succession in real time, in a real life version of it. You know, people yesterday, his fans are so loyal to him. They immediately went on all these social media platforms. And now we've heard, you know, you say a newsletter or something. I mean, I heard even maybe running for president or vice president. What do you really make of all this? How do you explain, you know, he is one of the most watched on one of the most watched cable networks to just be gone?
Well, he's got this rare combination where some people love him, some people hate him, but you know, there's an attraction from both sides, right? Whether you love or hate him, he has that appeal. He also, you know, has thought in the past about a candidacy. That Tucker for President buzz a couple of years ago, that was real. Now, I think he decided he actually has more power on the air, on the sidelines. He has more power telling politicians what to do than actually being a politician. But you know, who the heck knows now that he's suddenly out of a job.
Let's switch now over to your former colleague, Don Lemon, same attorney. He's retained. His dismissal after 17 years. That was shocking and sudden. Here's how CNN this morning addressed it to viewers.
As you may have heard yesterday, CNN parted ways with anchor Don Lemon. In a statement, CNN CEO Chris Licht thanked Don for his contributions over the past 17 years, writing in part, "Don will forever be a part of the CNN family. We wish him well and we'll be cheering him on in his future endeavors."
Absolutely. Of course, Don was a big part of this show over the last 6 months. He was one of the first anchors on CNN to have me on his show. That's something I'll obviously never forget.
Well, Brian, you worked at CNN for quite some time. What's your reaction to that?
You know, I think Don had been on thin ice for a while. I think he knew it. New management took over about a year ago. My show was canceled last August, and at the time there were rumors that Don Lemon might be next. He was, as we see there, moved to the morning show instead, but it did not gel. It did not work. I think almost everybody involved knew that it wasn't working very well. And so we don't know the exact reason why he was terminated, but I think it was probably an accumulation of many different things. Controversies, self-inflicted wounds, low ratings, all that sort of noise. and maybe some political factors as well. We just haven't heard all the details yet. I think this is a reminder, actually, in a kind of a funny way, about the enduring power of television news. You know, the ratings any single time for CNN are pretty low. Even Tucker Carlson only has 1% of America watching him. But the power of these shows comes from their reach and repetition. People, at the end of the day, even in a TikTok, Twitter age, when we can read all the news on our phones, people still want to watch people. They want to watch someone they think they can trust. Some people trust Tucker Carlson. A different group trusts Don Lemon. But that relationship through the screen, through the television, is really important. And, you know, all the people out there who doubted cable news, thought it was going away, think it's irrelevant, I think they've been proven wrong in the last couple of days. This shows the enduring power of television news.
And Brian, we just have less than a minute here. Are these firings the end of an era in cable news, though? This Trump era, hyper-partisan, political cable news? Or are other people just going to fill their time slots and it will go on?
You know, I'm tempted to say, yes, this is the end of an era. It is tempting to say, you know, those were the Trump years and it's over. The only reason we can't say that is because Donald Trump is right now the leading contender to be the nominee for president of the Republican Party again. So we might not be at the end. We might just be in the eye of the hurricane with no idea what's coming next.
Okay,
well, it's a good cliffhanger.
it's all fascinating to watch play out, and certainly has bigger implications for the media landscape. Brian, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. And you can read Brian's article posted on vanityfair.com. It is fascinating. Thank you for being with us.